Netflix has officially announced its intention to acquire legendary Warner Brothers for a staggering $82.7 billion. This is not just another merger, it is a seismic event. It redefines entertainment in the 21st century. The deal signals the end of the old studio system as we knew it. A streaming disruptor, once a DVD by mail service, is now set to swallow a 90-year-old titan. The old guard has not just fallen, it has been bought. Netflix will absorb Warner Brothers' film studios. Netflix will absorb Warner Brothers' television studios. Netflix will take HBO, the crown jewel, and HBO Max. The deal is cash and stock, valuing WBD shares at a premium. WBD's linear cable networks will be spun off into Discovery Global, CNN, TNT. The boards have approved, but government scrutiny follows. Projected closing, 12 to 18 months. For millions of viewers, the change will be immediate. Imagine Netflix's library merging with HBO's prestige. One subscription, nearly everything. A studio streamer hybrid with unprecedented control over the entertainment ecosystem. At the heart of this colossal transaction lies a treasure trove of intellectual property that is, simply put, the envy of the world. By acquiring Warner Brothers, Netflix instantly becomes the custodian of a library that has defined popular culture for generations. The Wizard of Oz, Casablanca, the entire DC extended universe, The Boy Who Lived, Harry Potter, the kids from Stranger Things. This is more than just adding titles to a catalog. It is the strategic acquisition of cultural cornerstones, giving Netflix the power to reboot, reimagine, and expand these worlds for a new generation of fans, all under its singular vision and brand. This merger creates a content library so deep and so varied that it fundamentally alters the competitive landscape. Netflix will no longer just be competing with its own original productions. It will be armed with a century's worth of cinematic and television history. This gives the company an incredible advantage in the relentless streaming wars. While rivals have been spending billions to build their own libraries from scratch, Netflix has just purchased one of the most revered archives in existence. This move provides a powerful defensive moat, making it exponentially harder for any competitor to challenge its dominance on the sheer basis of content volume and quality. It's a checkmate move in the game for audience attention. The shockwaves from this deal extend far beyond the streaming world, crashing directly into the traditional foundations of Hollywood, most notably the movie theater. For years, Netflix has been characterized by its direct-to-consumer model, often clashing with exhibitors over theatrical release windows. Now, by acquiring a legacy studio with a deep commitment to the cinematic experience, Netflix inherits a complex and delicate relationship. The company has promised to maintain Warner Brothers' current operations, including theatrical releases for its major blockbusters. However, industry insiders and theater owners remain deeply skeptical. The fear is that, over time, the allure of boosting subscriber numbers will inevitably lead to shorter theatrical windows, or even day-and-date releases for all but the biggest tentpole films. This acquisition dramatically escalates the high-stakes battle among the tech-infused media giants. The competitive landscape is now a war of titans: Netflix/Warner Brothers Disney, Amazon, Apple. Disney, with its arsenal of Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, has long been the dominant force in franchise filmmaking. But with DC and Harry Potter now in its corner, Netflix can go head-to-head with the Mouse House on a scale previously unimaginable. Beyond the boardroom battles and regulatory hurdles lies a horizon filled with tantalizing creative opportunities. With the combined financial might of Netflix and the production infrastructure of Warner Brothers, the potential for bigger, more ambitious projects is enormous. Franchises that may have stalled or struggled under previous management could be revitalized with stable, long-term investment. Imagine a fully cohesive DC universe planned with a decade-long vision, or a rich expansion of the wizarding world, all backed by Netflix's deep pockets and audience data. This could be a golden age for blockbuster storytelling. For creators, the merger could offer a new kind of stability. The traditional studio model often means unpredictable development cycles and shifting executive priorities. A combined Netflix-Warner Bros. Could offer clearer, more consistent production schedules, allowing filmmakers and showrunners to build sprawling narratives. Ambitious ideas not only greenlit, but given time and resources to flourish. Transformative for dormant Warner Bros. IP, a chance to resurrect neglected properties for new fans. But with immense power comes risk to creative diversity. Media consolidation has warning stories of too much power in too few hands. Before the deal, Netflix had over 300 million subscribers worldwide. HBO Max had 128 million. Combined, they approach 500 million paying customers. This becomes a full-stack, vertically integrated superpower. From a creative spark at the historic Warner Bros. Lot to its instant delivery into hundreds of millions of homes. A studio streamer hybrid with unprecedented control over the entertainment ecosystem. The prospect of having HBO's award-winning dramas and documentaries seamlessly integrated into the Netflix interface is a powerful consumer proposition. However, this convenience comes with a question. What happens to the distinct creative identities of these brands? Will the carefully curated filmmaker-driven ethos of HBO be diluted when it becomes just another tile in the endless scroll of the Netflix algorithm? The promise of one unified library is tantalizing, but it also risks homogenizing the very content that made each service unique. According to market data, Netflix already accounts for 46% of monthly active users in the streaming space. Adding HBO Max's share would push that figure to a staggering 56%. This isn't just a lead, it's a gravitational pull that could make it incredibly difficult for smaller services to survive. As this new giant solidifies its position, the industry may be forced into a new wave of consolidation just to keep pace, potentially leaving audiences with fewer choices and less diversity in the long run. Antitrust watchdogs in Washington will be scrutinizing this merger intensely, questioning whether one company should be allowed to wield so much control over what the world watches. Netflix, for its part, is mounting a confident public relations offensive. Co-CEO Ted Sarandos has framed the deal as pro-consumer, pro-innovation, and pro-creator, promising that the combined entity will foster growth and opportunity across the industry. To assuage regulatory fears, Netflix has agreed to a $5.8 billion breakup fee. The proposed union of Netflix and Warner Bros. Is more than just a business deal. It is a statement about the future. It represents the final victory of the streaming model over the traditional studio system, completing a disruption that began just 2 decades ago. If this merger clears the formidable hurdles of regulatory approval, Netflix will not just be the biggest player in Hollywood. For all intents and purposes, it will be Hollywood. Its influence will shape not only what stories are told, but also how they are made, how they are distributed, and how they are consumed on a global scale. The coming months will be a crucible for the future of media. Regulators, unions, competitors. The central question: does this consolidation serve the public interest? Will it lead to more innovation and better content for viewers, as Netflix claims? Or will it result in a monolithic entertainment landscape with fewer choices, less competition, diminished creative freedom? The decision by antitrust authorities worldwide will set a precedent and could trigger a wave of mergers. For creators and audiences, the path forward is uncertain. The promise? Bigger budgets, revived franchises, streamlined access to vast libraries, a vision of a more stable, ambitious creative ecosystem, but shadowed by a fear of homogenized culture and data-driven sameness.